Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Community Report 48 for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This was released on the 11th of April 2022, if you're watching this in the future. And it's really just an update with respect to the current water and sewage update, which is in the beta test branch in Steam. We might as well jump straight in and see what the devs have got to say. It says, greetings, dear comrades of the Soviet Republic. You may be aware that we've made another step forward and the water treatment update was released to public testing recently. We want to thank everybody who was participating in internal testing for feedback. And we want to encourage you to let us know what we think if you are currently facing challenges, these new mechanics. The feedback is welcome. And we've obviously got a nice picture here. I think this is the picture here is actually of the Ukrainian aircraft, which was the largest transporter in the world, which has been recently destroyed. Anyway, moving on, we also received and reviewed the models created by Community for the Ukrainian DLC. Thanks to excellent work of all the authors, we have a bunch of high quality models which will be part of the DLC, which may be released together with the water treatment update. It will not be available for public testing to avoid unavailability for those who do not play the public test version after purchase. So we're only going to see it when it's actually officially released. I'm assuming that here we've got a couple of other pictures. This looks very much like a riverboat. It's got seats on the top. We've obviously got a few police cars and other vehicles here. And again, this is another, oh no, this is a smaller aircraft here. Quite surprised actually, because I was expecting the Ukrainian DLC just to be building. So it's going to be quite fun to just have some additional vehicles in there as well. Moving down to the next paragraph, it says there are a few new things added to public test version of the game that you may enjoy and we did not mention before. We've added a new function to allow you to send all vehicles from one depot to another. I'll just increase the size of the picture because you may not be able to see the button. The button's just up here. There's change workplace depot all vehicles. Now, I'll be completely honest, I'm not exactly sure how this would actually work. Now, if this was on a construction office, I'd be really interested, because one of the problems I get is that as I push my economy out, I would like to move all the vehicles in a construction office to a new construction office. So it'd be brilliant if we had that button on a construction office. As for a distribution office, I suppose there is some reason for doing it, but you never know. Moving down to another new feature, it says we've added a new terminal waiting station which can manage the line spacing, allowing you to set time intervals in between departures. This will solve most of the problems with line spacing. The principle is simple. The vehicle is being released at a set time interval after previous vehicle departure. If the vehicle arrives at the station later than the interval, it is released immediately without delays. The old line spacing remains in the game as it still can have its use, especially in less traffic heavy areas. Certainly going to take a look at this. Now, this is something I've mentioned in the last video in my Seven Crosses series, and I did start to put it together, but I think this might be a better explanation of how it works. In fact, I've actually got two in here, which is a bit odd, between three stations, and it looks like the route starts in one and then goes to the three bus stops. So it's almost like the bus is traveling from one station here all the way through to there and then coming back. And the tab in the center is the line setup. And then what we've got down in this corner here, it seems where you can actually set the parameters for there. It says variable time gap, fixed time gap. So if you want your vehicles to run on a fixed time gap, what you can do is set that, and then what average lap time. So you can actually get the average lap time, which will give you give you an idea of how long it takes to move. And then on the right hand side here, what we've got is an individual vehicle route set up. So it's almost like what's happening is that the bus, I can't see if I can't. Oh, there's a bus just on the top one there, but I don't know if you guys can see it. So it's almost like this is the full route, and then so what you've got is a route where the buses come in. So these end stations are acting as a filter to ensure the spacing remains consistent according to the load. That's quite interesting, actually. Or maybe we'll do a bit more experimentation with that in my series. Moving down, we've also tweaked the livestock farm production and slaughterhouse consumption. Besides that, we've removed the ability of logger trucks to transport anything except wood and boards. We also made some traffic improvements. We'll be able to force green color for traffic lights at specific direction, and emergency vehicles will force traffic forward to allow them to pass the crossroad transfer. This is interesting. I'm not too sure about changing that, and I'm not sure whether and to be honest, I can't remember what the livestock farm production is, but I've always felt it's always been a little bit out of kilter. Hopefully, they've increased the production of a livestock farm and possibly reduced the amount of consumption, because you always seem to need a lot of livestock farms to just drive one slaughterhouse. So maybe they've rebalanced that. Logger trucks, to be honest, I didn't even know that was an issue. I think what they mean by logger trucks is specific trucks to operate in a wood cutting area, and it looks like they've restricted them so that they no longer act as open hole vehicles for other purposes. Although, to be honest, I've never used a logger truck as in a distribution office. And then it says there's some traffic improvements, but they're not specific about that. We may have to look at the release notes to see that. And the last bit relates to an issue which I have noticed, was the fact that their emergency vehicles were getting stuck when you put traffic lights down. Now, if any of you follow any of my city building games, you know that I've got quite a high aversion to traffic lights anyway. But it's good to see that they fix potential blocking, because the last thing you want is something, especially like fire engines. The last thing you want is something burning down because the fire engine got bogged down in a set of traffic lights. And moving down to the final paragraph, we are grateful for everybody who is here to help either with the development feedback and other practical things that we need to manage while developing this game. We're glad that most people of the game provide fun and they do not take it too seriously, because that is the reason why we play the game. We have to escape the cruel reality and enjoy some fictitious and distinct set of challenges, forgetting about struggles in real life for the moment. Wish all success in your current Republic's development and in your life. Stay safe, love each other, and stay tuned for the next report. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I mean, I normally play games just to relax more than anything else, but I do enjoy the micro management side of city building games, which is one of the reasons why I love Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We got a bit of a night picture here. I'm not sure what that building is, but maybe we'll use it for the thumbnail. So we got a couple of cinemas in the background as well. I'm guessing that looking at this one, I would guess that yeah, this is another picture of the two cinemas at night, or whether these are two cultural buildings. I would say they are. And then we've got I'm not exactly sure what that is. It could be a school or a restaurant or something. And there's like a little statue there. Anyway, guys, that is Community Report 48. I say there's not a lot in there, but that's to be expected, because the devs are not going to tell us about what they're going to be working on the next update, bearing in mind that the water and sewage update is in beta testing, and I'm not sure how long it will be in beta testing. Until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.